Some of you watching tonight may have seen the documentary that went out on Channel 4 recently called Return to the Dying Rooms. Now, it's going to be seen on RT on the 8th of February. The film shows bundles of helpless, abandoned babies and children, young children, neglected, some left dying in orphanages in different parts of China. Now, the Chinese embassy has denied that this is official government policy and has said, look, where there are problems, the Chinese authorities are moving to remedy those problems. But to give you just some inkling of what this is all about, here's a clip from the program.
At Huangshe Orphanage in Hubei province, we found infants starved of the nutrients of warmth and affection. Unattended and bored, they spend their days tied together in a potty bench. With no stimulation other than the occasional thump from an older inmate, one action they all have in common is a relentless rocking motion.
Well, Nuala, your observations on this. I mean, these are two little girls who found a great home, far away from where they were born, but nonetheless, hopefully a happy and stable...
Look, they're going to grow up in Cabra, and I think Cabra is very lucky, and they're very lucky. But I still say the answer has to be worldwide, and it has to be legal and enforceable, and there can never be enough private adoption to make up for the degree of suffering and cruelty on the planet.
I mean, we're told that 40 million children have gone missing in China, just unexplained, gone.
Well, I think there's a lot of hysteria about China. In India, also, girl babies aren't wanted. And there are lots of places on earth where children are breaking stones in quarries and children are working 20 hours a day, 4-year-olds. So it's a much bigger problem. Thanks be to God about these two little ones. But the problem is really one also that we should pursue through our government, through the EU and the UN. I know that sounds boring, but that's the long-term answer.
Okay. James Dillon is with us in the audience. James, where are you? There you are, in the front row there. Health Action Overseas, tell us about, I mean, I know you've been working in Romania, for example, and you have come across, you know, children in misery at first hand, to a shocking degree, in fact.
The situation was quite similar in Romania, and I think that one point I'd like to make is that there's no quick fix. You know, we've been in Romania 5 years. I didn't realize when we started that we'd still be there. But, you know, the first thing you try to do is keep the children alive, because the mortality rate in Romania was running at about 25–30%. But then you realize once you keep them alive, then you've got to give them a life. And that through occupational therapy, physiotherapy, you know, various things, we're now trying to give them a future. There's educational programs, but the progress is amazing. And I think we're looking to China, and we've already located people on the ground in China doing positive work, and we're starting to support their work, and we intend to put teams into China in the next couple of months.
Yeah. Nuala, what do you think of the bona fides of the Chinese government? I mean, a couple of days ago they said, look, this is the real situation. Maybe there were problems, but look, we're doing our very best under the circumstances.
To tell you the truth, I am impressed by the behaviour, very impressed, of the Chinese ambassador in Ireland. She took every question, she dodged nothing. 1/5 of the world's children are in China. China is just coming out of terrible decades. China has abandoned the socialism under which at least there was some kind of welfare system. Things are in... They're like Ireland after the famine multiplied 1 billion times. I believe that programme, that television programme, but I don't believe it represents government policy. And if you look at how China is, I'm sure James knows better than me, children are surviving, many more children are surviving in China, many more mothers are surviving. At least there's hope for China. They've got a big, vigorous policy about feeding their people and about the future. And everything is going to be made by China in about 2 years' time. But the Philippines now broke my heart because it's going down, not up. And I don't know what's happening in Malaysia, but these are huge countries. Like, let's not just pick on China because there was one program, you know?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Nuala, thank you very much for, you know, putting in a context for us. Nuala Foylan. Maria, thank you very much. Thanks to Rhiannon, and thanks to Kellen.
I think she likes you.
I think she loves you.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, you're a beautiful child, and so is your sister. Anyway, thanks very much. Can I pass the parcel? Sure. Maria, there you go. Thanks very much. Now, if you want to help, there are a couple of phone numbers I can give you for Health Action Overseas. They're Dublin numbers, 8722471 and 8733173. And there's a Bank of Ireland account simply called the China account, okay? The China account if you want to help.